Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a lovely Jubilee Bank Holiday weekend. Spent a lot of time, family and loved ones and that. Going out, doing special things, making memories, living life. Hope you all did too. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So we're going to a bit of a milestone now in our podcast. This is going to be number 15. It's sort of flown by. But over the last week, I spoke to a lot of people about mental health and their journey with it. So a lot of people asked, how did I end up like this? Or how did I end up in that state? So today, I was going to do a bit of an extended episode. Well, who knows? It might only be 5 minutes as usual, but who knows? It might go on a bit longer. So I'm not even going to have the timer on today. I'm just going to go with the flow, talk about stuff, and then you can tell me if you liked it, if it helps, if it doesn't help. Remember, all the feedback you give me, I use. Good, bad, whatever. Your feedback means the most to try and learn from this and try and assist other people. I know it has helped other people, but it's so important that everyone is interactive with it. The more people that are interactive with it, the bigger we spread the message, the more people that are affected by this don't feel alone. And I think that's the key thing. So the topic we got with today has been actually my journey into the mental health, how it happened. Did I see any signs? Did I do this, that and the other? So it's going to be it might be a bit deep and emotional, this one. So I'll do my best to stay with it. So basically, I was your average 30-something-year-old, relationship, kids, business, good friends around me. You look at everything on the outside and you say everything looks good. You seem really happy. Guess what? On social media, you look really happy. Day-to-day life, not many people would have noticed. Just looking always busy. But the thing is, I personally feel having had time to reflect on it, that inside I was actually just like so broke. I felt like I was giving so much to everyone else, and that my job was to make sure everyone else was okay first, and that I was somewhere probably about 10th or 12th down in my list. What with work, with the gym, with family life, paying bills, getting shopping, and then obviously the other side of it, feeling like you're not doing enough for everyone. Although you're helping to provide a lovely lifestyle for people, you don't actually feel part of the equation. So I just felt like a cog in a wheel. I didn't ever feel like I was anything special or important, or most days I wouldn't even speak to any of the people that I'm most closest with on a day-to-day basis. So then it makes you sort of question that you're surrounded by all these people, but you feel so alone. And my first attempt to suicide was around, must be coming on for about 2.5 years ago. It's horrible to say because now I feel so much guilt towards it, and obviously I've had friends that have committed suicide and seen the reaction it has on other people, and it's not necessarily like you want to die, you just don't want to carry on the way you are. So it's a real it really chokes you up when you talk about it now, but it's you just don't want to carry on in that headspace. You cannot cope with feeling the way you do anymore, and you just want to shut off from the world. And it's not necessarily that you want to be dead, you just don't want to feel like that anymore. And it's almost like the catalyst to give you a bit of a kick up the arse and go, boom, this is what it is. I was fortunate that day that someone walked in and stopped me, and that person I can never thank enough for that with hindsight. But at the time, you just don't, without sounding horrible, you just don't care. You don't think about your consequences of what you're going to leave behind. You're just thinking about yourself and saying, for once, I put myself first and the pain's going to stop. So it is a real it's a real deep journey that you have to go into, and it can be really, really tough to face, like really tough to face. So yeah, after that, again, I never sought professional help and that. A few people knew about it. Those people helped give me a bit of a kick up the arse. I got myself a Focus. At the time I had another boxing fight. And then as a result of that, I went on a massive high again. And then subsequently, time carried on. I then felt bad, I felt guilty. I had a massive crash afterwards because I hadn't actually dealt with what the problem was. I just suppressed it. And a lot of the problem I feel with people's mental health is we have a suppressant, whatever that might be. It's never actually facing what the problem is. It could be drink, it could be drugs, it could be another relationship, it could be anything. It could be going out spending money, it could be whatever. But until you fix the cause of it, it will happen again. It will be a recurring thing. And there's only so much you can support everyone else when you're not supporting yourself. Like the famous thing is on a plane, when they do the safety briefing, you've got to put your mask on first before you can save anyone else. So if you haven't got your mask on, your oxygen mask on, how can you carry on and support other people? Which is complete and utter fact. Since then, I've had another 2 episodes where I felt that low that I just gave up. I just give up. That's the only way to describe it. And one of them's fairly recently. You know, you look back now and you think, what the heck? What was I doing? And it's, you know, it's keeping those things at bay and dealing with things on a one-by-one basis. I really feel like people said before about a self-health checklist or something like that. Yeah, you really do need to do that. If you've got a lot of things to do, make yourself a list, tick them off. The satisfaction of getting one achieved will make a massive, massive difference. So I really, really feel like people need to, you know, take ownership of this. Use support networks around you. There are so many people out there. There's so many charities, you know, like SAP UK, Mind, Samaritans, you know, just to name 3, you know, there's so many things. There'll be some locally in your community as well. So, you know, don't be afraid to reach out for help. Again, it's not weakness, it's actually strength. And like I said, me telling my journey, it's tough to do. It is tough to do. It's tough to show the world your flaws and to show your weaknesses, because ultimately that's what it was. I felt weak. That's what I wanted to do. And as a result of that, I felt very vulnerable. And when you feel vulnerable, you then overthink more, you feel more prone to attack, and then all of a sudden it just destroys your head again. So I was actually having this conversation yesterday about my journey, and one of the people closest to me in the entire world was just looking at me and was just like, oh my God, I had no idea, kind of thing. We then had a conversation about it, and then I sort of feel like maybe this is my destiny, that me talking to others about what my problems were, that could be such a, you know, a solution to help you guys. It might help you reach out. You know, I had people messaging me, early 40s, married, kids, etc., reaching out to me over the weekend saying, like, you know, okay, there was alcohol involved in their thing, but saying, like, basically, you know, they just wanted to switch off the lights and just need a break. And sometimes that's all you need, just a break from reality. So again, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to support other people. If someone's quiet or you haven't seen them for a while, just drop them a message. How's you? Are you okay? What are you doing? And you'd be surprised the impact that can have on someone's day and their actual life and their mindset. In other news, I've just signed up to do an online counselling course as well, which I'm excited about getting started. And I'm back on my early morning walks, which again gives me time to clear my head, gives me time to push myself, think about myself, and just be in the moment and just enjoy, like, the sun's coming up now. It's beautiful, you know, and I feel very blessed to have this moment right now, when I think about it 3 years ago that I might not have even been here. So keep fighting, stay strong, Drop me a line anytime, DM me. Please keep liking and subscribing this. I've got the YouTube channel up working now. And obviously you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Have a blessed day all, and I'll see you next week.